BMW and reliability in the same sentence used to be a punchline. Now, some of their electric cars are quietly outlasting expectations, and a few are making engineers at other brands genuinely uncomfortable. Here are 5 BMW EVs that turned out far more dependable than anyone predicted. Let's be honest about where the skepticism came from. BMW has a long history of building brilliant cars that are absolutely miserable to own out of warranty. Complex engines, expensive electronics, and maintenance costs that make grown adults cry. The reputation was earned, so when BMW started rolling out electric vehicles, a lot of people assumed the same pattern would follow. Just a battery pack added to the list of things that would eventually break. The concerns weren't irrational either. They were expensive cars loaded with cutting-edge software, new powertrain architecture, and technology that hadn't been tested across hundreds of thousands of real-world miles. Early adopters were essentially beta testers, and everyone knew it. But something interesting happened. Several of these BMWs started aging well. Not just acceptable for a luxury EV actually well. Battery degradation lower than expected, drivetrain issues rarer than predicted, software that improved over time instead of getting worse. Real owners with real miles reporting real satisfaction, which for BMW EVs genuinely surprised people who had been watching this space closely. Not every BMW EV made the cut, but the ones that did are worth talking about. Starting from number 5. Number 5. BMW iX1. Nobody was putting the iX1 on their most anticipated EV list when it launched in late 2022. That's exactly why it deserves to be here. The iX1 is built on BMW's UK L2 platform, the same architecture underpinning the 2 Series, Active, Tourer, and the Mini Countryman. It's a compact front-wheel drive-based setup that prioritizes practicality over drama, which is precisely what makes it hold up so well in daily use. The xDrive 30 variant packs a 64.7 kWh lithium-ion battery with dual motors producing 309 horsepower and 494 Nm of torque, hitting 100 km/h in 5.6 seconds. There's also the eDrive 20 for those who don't need AWD, the same battery size, single motor, 201 horsepower, and a WLTP range of up to 475 kilometers. DC fast charging at up to 130 kilowatts gets the xDrive 30 from 10 to 80% in around 29 minutes. What makes the iX1 reliable isn't one big impressive spec, it's the absence of problems. The software integration works. The iDrive 8 system, with its 10.25-inch instrument display and 10.7 infotainment screen, is genuinely usable, not just impressive in a showroom. The thermal management handles daily charging cycles without drama, and the platform itself, already proven across multiple body styles, isn't doing anything experimental. It earned a 5-star ANCAP rating, scores 86% for adult occupant protection, and comes loaded with driving assistant professional as standard. None of that guarantees long-term reliability on its own. But when a compact EV this practical also turns out to be this unfussy to own, it earns its spot on a list like this. Number 4. BMW i5. The i5 shouldn't work as well as it does. It's a full-size luxury sedan trying to be simultaneously a long-distance cruiser, a performance machine, and a technology showcase. That combination tends to produce cars that are impressive on paper and exhausting to live with. The i5 is an exception and a meaningful one. The eDrive 40 model runs a rear-mounted electric motor producing 335 horsepower with a claimed range of up to 362 miles. It covers 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6 seconds flat. The M60 xDrive adds a front motor for a combined 593 horsepower and 605 pounds-per-foot of torque, numbers that were previously reserved for BMW's V8 performance cars. Both use 81.2 kilowatts per hour usable lithium-ion battery with 11 kilowatt standard AC charging, upgradable to 22 kilowatts. The i5 supports DC charging at up to 205 kilowatts, which takes the pack from 20 to 80% in around 30 minutes. What actually stands out for reliability is the thermal management. BMW built the charging software to actively optimize power delivery and use waste heat from the battery for temperature regulation. It also preconditions the battery automatically when the navigation system detects an upcoming charging stop. In efficient mode, range extends by up to 25%. These aren't marketing claims. These are systems that reduce how hard the battery works on every single charge cycle. The ride quietly is firm, the price is genuinely steep, and some of the spec complexity takes getting used to. But the core of the car, the powertrain, the thermal system, the software, has held together better than anyone expected from a first-generation luxury EV at this price point. If you can afford one, it's not the reliability gamble it looks like from the outside. Number 3. BMW i4. This is where BMW's EV platform started feeling like it had genuinely grown up. The i4 launched in November 2021 as a 5-door liftback, visually based on the 4 Series Grand Coupe. Mechanically, a completely different animal. The eDrive 40 uses a single 250 kilowatt rear motor with 335 horsepower and a WLTP range of up to 590 kilometers. The M50 adds a front motor for a combined 536 horsepower and a 0 to 100 time of 3.9 seconds. Both use 83.9 kilowatt-hour battery with 205 kilowatt DC fast charging capability, 80% in 31 minutes. The platform is CLAR, the same modular architecture BMW uses across multiple combustion models, which means the i4 didn't require BMW to invent entirely new manufacturing processes from scratch. That shared foundation matters for reliability in a way that doesn't show up in spec sheets. Proven assembly equipment, familiar production processes, and 90% of the existing body shop tooling carried over. Less novelty in the factory typically means fewer early production quality issues. The battery sits on the floor, adding structural rigidity instead of just adding weight. The thermal management system integrates heating and cooling with GPS data and predictive preconditioning. Without pre-warming, DC fast charging can drop to 75 kilowatts in cold conditions, but the system automatically adjusts before planned charging stops when navigation is active. Over an ownership period of 200,000 kilometers, BMW states the eDrive 40 has a 45% lower global warming potential than a comparable diesel 3 Series. That's a sustainable figure, but it also tells you something about the engineering life BMW designed this car for. Real-world owners have reported strong battery retention. The sporty character hasn't come at the cost of dependability. Bloomberg named it the ideal Model 3 alternative in late 2022. And the reason wasn't just performance. It was the overall ownership experience. The i4 is the car where BMW's EV engineering started feeling settled rather than experimental. Before we continue, hit the subscribe button to stay connected and updated with the latest content. Number 2. BMW iX. On paper, the iX had every reason to struggle with reliability. It's a flagship EV built on a bespoke architecture that shares minimal DNA with BMW's existing platforms. It launched packed with technology BMW had never offered on production scale before. 5th generation eDrive, 20 times the onboard computing power of previous BMW models, a hexagonal steering wheel, and the first production use of iDrive 8. The body combines high-strength steel, aluminum, thermoplastics, and carbon fiber reinforced plastic. The grille features a self-healing coating that can smooth out minor scratches to keep its sensory array functioning correctly. All that complexity in a new car from a brand still finding its EV footing. The odds of teething problems were real, and yet the xDrive uses a 111.5 kilowatt-hour battery with 385 kilowatts of peak power and a WLTP range of up to 360 kilometers. DC fast charging at 200 kilowatts takes it from 10 to 80% in under 40 minutes. The thermal management includes a heat pump for both battery heating and cabin efficiency, along with active battery preconditioning before fast charging sessions. Adaptive recuperation uses GPS and sensor data to adjust regenerative braking automatically, coasting on open roads, recovering energy aggressively in traffic. The 5th generation eDrive electric motors use electrically excited synchronous technology instead of permanent magnets, eliminating cobalt from the motor entirely. BMW claims 93% motor efficiency. The power density is 30% higher than the previous generation. What surprised the market is how few reports of serious issues have emerged from iX owners with genuine mileage on these cars. The thermal systems work. The software updates improve the car instead of breaking it. The battery holds its capacity. For a flagship EV with this much new technology packed in, that's genuinely impressive. And it's why the iX sits this high on this list. In number 1, BMW i3. The original i3 shouldn't have worked at all, and then it worked better than almost anything else in the segment. BMW launched the i3 in 2013 as something the industry hadn't really seen before. A purpose-built urban EV with a carbon fiber reinforced plastic passenger cell, an aluminum chassis, a rear-mounted electric motor, and a design that looked like nothing else on the road. It was polarizing, it was expensive, and it was strange. Nobody expected it to age well. Years later, many i3s are still running with excellent battery health, minimal drivetrain issues, and owners who have no plans to sell. Battery degradation rates on well-maintained i3s consistently fall below analysis projections for that generation of lithium-ion chemistry. The drivetrain, a single motor with a fixed ratio transmission, has proved durable in a way that complex powertrains often don't. The CFRP construction, once dismissed as an expensive gimmick, turned out to be a structural advantage. The lightweight body reduced stress on the battery and drivetrain across every single mile. Fewer moving parts, lighter loads, simpler architecture. i3 wasn't trying to be everything at once. It was trying to be a reliable urban EV, and it quietly succeeded at exactly that. Now a new generation BMW i3 is on the way. This time a full sedan built on BMW's new class platform with 800-volt architecture, up to 400 kilowatts DC charging, 440 miles of claimed range, and 463 horsepower from a dual motor setup. It's a completely different machine, but the original i3 paved the road for everything above it on this list, and it's still earning its reputation years after most people stopped thinking about it. That's the definition of reliable. What surprised me most about these EVs? Honestly, I didn't expect this list to look the way it does. The i3 at number 1 surprised me most. A 12-year-old EV with a weird design and a price that never quite made practical sense. Still showing up with strong battery health and satisfied owners. That's not luck, that was engineering. What these 5 cars share is that BMW clearly spent real time on the parts that matter for long-term ownership: thermal management, battery chemistry, platform stability, and drivetrain simplicity. Where complexity wasn't necessary, the result is a lineup that has aged far better than the brand's general reputation for reliability would have predicted. Modern EVs can stay reliable much longer than most people expect. These 5 are the proof. Which BMW EV I'd personally choose? If I had to pick to own one today, I'd go with the i4. Not because it's the most impressive on paper. The iX has more technology. The i5 has more luxury, and the original i3 has more historical significance. I'd choose the i4 because it gets the balance right in a way that matters every single day. The range is strong, the performance is genuinely fun without being impractical. The platform is proven, the charging speed is capable, the interior is comfortable but not overwrought, and the real-world reliability data from owners with serious mileage backs it up consistently. The i4 isn't trying to be BMW's most ambitious EV. It's trying to be BMW's best EV. And right now, it might be exactly that. Drop a comment below. Which of these 5 surprised you the most? And if you own one, let me know what real-world experience has been like. Subscribe for more EV content that skips the hype and gets straight to what actually matters.